I want to take you all out of reality for a second, okay? Now imagine you are a college student and you need some funds. Okay? So you see a flyer or, an advertisement or whatever for a video game tournament that you're pretty good at. So you decide to join that tournament and it's giving away 40K as a grand prize, which you will obviously split with your team, right? So you sign up for the tournament and one of your teammates goes 0-5 on one of the matches and refuses to switch off of a DPS character. So I assume most of you, if not all of you, would be pretty upset, pretty mad, like, hey, you're playing this character that's supposed to get kills and do damage, and you haven't gotten a single kill, let alone an assist. As a result, you're likely to criticize this person, right? You're probably going to say, hey, maybe you want to switch off a character, or if there's like a meta comp that's dominating the tournament, maybe let's switch to that, maybe you shouldn't be playing DPS in the first place. And then you get banned. Okay, I'll stop the little storyteller act. I think a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, recently there was a streamer by the name of Kingsman who was kicked out of a $40,000 Marvel Rivals tournament for telling his teammate to switch off a character. And obviously, I mean, the grand prize is $40,000, which I think everyone would agree that's a lot of money, right? And, he's in college, so he kind of needs this money. I mean, I feel like many people who went to college or are in college can sympathize with that sentiment. So you can imagine his disdain when he's in the tournament and his fellow DPS is going 0-5 and refuses to switch off of Black Widow. Now, I haven't played Marvel Rivals in, I don't know, when was Mr. Fantastic and, the rest of the Fantastic Four being released? That was probably the last time I played it and was into, like, in the loop of the game and the meta and whatnot. But from what I remember, I mean, Black Widow kind of sucks. I believe there's like genuinely no point in running Black Widow unless you're guaranteeing a headshot, which I know for, granted, I didn't see the whole stream. I only really saw a couple clips from the stream, but if you're not hitting all headshots or, getting a lot of kills and picks with Black Widow, then I think it's not appropriate for you to play her. But let me stop yapping. Let me just show the clip real quick.
Okay, guys. Pace and point proven right now. Do you understand?
No, it's
Well,
not.
you've been making
Yes,
me play
it
shit.
is!
Of course I'm gonna
How
play.
do you not
Wait,
see
wait,
the
wait.
problem right now?
Wait, first of all, it's
Dead ass Kingsman, like shut the fuck up.
Okay,
First of
bro.
all,
You're doing too much.
Lucy's not even on Invis. Second of all, you're getting value because four of them
No,
are
no,
on
no,
our
no,
account.
no. She shouldn't be
Yes,
dead.
yes.
I'm
You're
getting
only
value
able to
because I'm
re-kill them because Hulk
1v6ing.
isn't peeling for you, bro. Yes, Zaza is 0-5, but we won the point, bro. Why? Because they were hard. Like, 4 people are dying here. That means four of their util, 4 of their resources are all spent on Zaza.
So you just wave those jacked
And the
hands of
supports.
yours around getting
And we win because they don't care about anything else. Like, you are
That's not why it's
As well
happening.
as Lucy's letting strap pull and going on Invis, and then they kind of split, but we still.
So yeah, you guys saw the scoreboard. Kingsman, he's playing the Magic. He went 18-2, and the other DPS, Zaza, I believe is her name, she went 0-5 with 0 assists. And from what I understand or remember from Marvel Rivals, again, it's been a while. I never really went into the schematics of the game, but from what I remember, to get an assist, you need to kill or not kill, but damage a character close to when they're about to die, or like while they're dying, from another character on your team, and then that will reward you with an assist. And then they the whole team starts arguing and ganging up on him. They're like, "Hey man, shut up. We're winning because 4 of their characters are focused on our Black Widow who's going 0-5." And then I find it hilarious because the whole time Kingsman's flashing the scoreboard, he's going 18-2 MVP on Magic, and they're saying, like, they're trying to justify her staying on Black Widow. Like, they do these mental gymnastics. Like, they're like, I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. You saw the clip. Like, they're clearly justifying. It's like delusion, right? They're clearly justifying something that is not happening at all. They're all pretending that Kingsman isn't going 18-2, and that the reason they won is because 4 of their characters were focused on their 0-5 sniper. I also found it pretty funny that if you're not familiar with Marvel Rivals, they're running 2 characters, Spider-Man and Hulk, which are both part of a dive comp, And if you don't really know what dive comp is, it's basically a like all up in your face kind of character where they use high mobility to get to a character that's bad up close, like Black Widow, and they kind of just easily kill them, right? Because Black Widow relies on her range and her sniper. And while their entire team isn't dive comp, they only have like 2 characters that dive. Spider-Man, being one of the DPSs, is a dive, meaning she's kind of hard countered by Spider-Man, hence the 0-5. And I find it funny because like they all try to justify it, like she's not in the wrong. And they even go a step further beyond. They're like kind of making it sound like the whole reason they're winning is because she's going 0-5 on Widow. Like she's distracting 4 of their units, which is just obviously not the case. And usually I'd agree that it's not really a big deal, whenever you're playing quick play or even ranked sometimes, right? It's never really that serious to where you have to, you have to switch off a character and, you're like a complete moron for not doing so. But again, this is a tournament for real money that, real people can benefit from, right? Like it's not like it's a, friendly battle or anything. And another thing from my understanding of, like the videos that I've seen and the clips that I've seen is that they kept facing a triple support comp, which is basically 3 support characters on one team, accompanied with, a mix of tanks and damages, right? DPSs, which is a big problem. And in the meta today, I see a lot of things online where it's like Sue Storm, Invisible Woman is like really overpowered. Or, like, for the love of God, Bucky is still overpowered. He's been OP since Season 1, and they refuse to nerf him. And at one point during the stream, I think Kingsman starts begging the Black Widow. I think her name is Zaza, right? I think he starts begging her to, like, switch to Bucky just because of how bad she's doing on Black Widow and how overpowered Bucky is. But I digress. I mean, I feel like I've proven to you it's a pretty poor situation for, Kingsman here. And you're probably sitting there thinking, hey, it's a pretty bad situation, can't get worse, right? Well, unfortunately, it does get worse. Kingsman, after criticizing his teammate, for going 0-5 on Black Widow, he then gets banned from the tournament for doing so, right? Not only does his whole team gang up on him, he gets banned from the entire tournament, so he doesn't get the chance to win the 40K anymore. Not like he had a big chance with the 0-5 Black Widow on his team. Okay, but I'll stop. I'm dragging that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. But yeah, he got kicked from the tournament because I think one of his teammates' boyfriends knows the guy running the tournament or something like that, and he loses his chance to win the 40K. Again, another horrible situation to be in. Imagine you're a broke college student, like I said at the beginning of the video, and this is your chance to make money, a video game you're good at. And then you lose because somebody on your team doesn't know how to play DPS properly or keeps getting countered and refuses to switch because maybe they're a one trick. I don't really know much about the person playing Black Widow. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much summarizes the video. Our boy Kingsman here was paired up with a pretty unfortunate teammates even. But I mean, other than that, yeah, I got nothing else to say. I'll see you guys next time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or not. I mean, it's really up to you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.